The testimonies of 3 kids put their father behind bars after he nearly beat their mother to death in 2023. Buenar is found guilty of aggravated domestic battery, but not guilty of attempted first-degree murder following a 2-day jury trial. In February 2023, an adult woman arrived at the emergency room with severe swelling and bruising around her head and face, which left the woman with no memory of how she was hurt. After an investigation, Nar's kids said they had heard their father attack their mother and then watched her worsening cognitive ability throughout the next day. Nar is scheduled to be back in court February 11th. A 28-year-old Rockford man accused of killing a 27-year-old man was back in court Thursday. Ariante Mahone is one of 4 people charged in the death of Chase Higgins. Mahone appeared in court Thursday for a plea hearing, but a continuation was needed, and Mahone will be back in court for his plea hearing February 17th. Police say in 2024, Higgins was shot during a large gathering in a parking lot along East State Street. He died at the scene, and investigators say a fight between Higgins and the suspects led to the shooting. Enrique Dozal, Jason Bryant, and a teen were also charged in that shooting. 18-year-old Eduardo Solorzano recovers in a hospital after being trapped under his vehicle Wednesday night. Deputies say around 8, Solorzano was driving south on 5 Point Road when he missed a curve and went off the road. His car flipped over and landed in a ditch. Officials say Solorzano was thrown out of the car and trapped under the roof. The teen is also accused of not wearing his seatbelt. 35-year-old Megan Wigg faces several charges. She's accused of crashing her car into a security gate at a DeKalb hospital while drunk. Deputies were sent before 10 Wednesday night to Kishwaukee Hospital. Security says when they checked on Wigg, she drove away. Deputies would later find the car at a Cortland home where Wigg admitted to the crime. A barn crash in DeKalb lands a sandwich man behind bars. 40-year-old Jonathan Wingate faces several charges, including driving under the influence. Around midnight, January 8th, deputies arrived at a crash on Soydam Road in Somonauk. While speaking with Wingate, deputies say they smelled alcohol on his breath. Wingate was arrested after performing a field sobriety test and was taken to the DeKalb County Jail. 2 vehicles and a garage are destroyed after a fire Thursday morning. Rockford firefighters were sent after 6 to the 300 block of South 2nd Street. They found that fire damaged the garage and then spread to another vehicle and garage in the 400 block of South 3rd Street. The fire was put out in 22 minutes and no one was hurt. The fire left around $45,000 in damage. A proposal to the Rockford City Council throws millions of dollars behind renovations on a historic building. The former watch factory on South Madison Street could see an $11.5 million renovation. And as a result, the Forest City may provide a $2.7 million forgivable loan to develop it. WIFR's Nathaniel Langley visits the building, which last operated more than 100 years ago, speaking with members of the development team about what the building could be reshaped into.
Hey folks, WIFR's Nathaniel Langley here, and I just got done going through the former watch factory in downtown Rockford. And you can get an exclusive look inside later today on WIFR and eventually on WIFR.com as I meet with the developer who hopes to turn the historic building into apartments and says he needs the city's help to do so. Stay tuned.
Working to make one of Freeport's busiest parks more accessible, the Freeport Park District reveals plans to start renovations at Crepe Park in April. Improvements to the park's south entrance will be made, creating a safe traffic flow and a pathway for first responders in a hurry. The Freeport Park Board of Commissioners will meet this month to issue a bond, and if work does begin this spring, the Park District says expect construction to wrap up in the fall. And in the land of old fashions and spotted cow, a new liquor license law could create hurdles for barn weddings. WIFR's Bria Walters talks to a wedding planner about the impact it could have for venues in Wisconsin and across the border.
Bar packages are really important to couples all over the place for their weddings, but especially in Wisconsin.
Wedding bells at Wisconsin barn venues will sound a little different this year with new liquor laws.
Requires barn venues specifically to choose either to get their liquor license to be able to operate under that for a full calendar year, or to purchase a special event permit, which limits them to 1 event per month or 6 events total per year.
Williams Tree Farm puts away its Christmas decor and prepares its lodge for wedding season. It sits near the border of Illinois and Wisconsin. Owner Karen Williams says it's too early to know if people will cross the border to serve libations at their weddings.
We don't have a ton of openings, to be honest, but we do have a few. But I do just really feel bad for the people that are dealing with this.
Williams says the law sounds unfair and worries for the small businesses.
Because it can be kind of life and death for a small business to have rules change in a pretty epic way. You know, it's not just a small thing.
But wedding planner Jana Kaliza mentions it was created for a reason, to even the playing field.
I know that other venues that are not barn venues do feel that it's fair, and that's a big part of why the law has taken effect.
Businesses aren't the only ones impacted. Kaliza, who serves Illinois and Wisconsin couples, says those dreaming of their special day are too.
Top 3 for sure is like food, bar, music are what people are most concerned about usually for their receptions.
She anticipates more people crossing the state lines to get their desired reception.
People are more willing than they have been in the past to travel to get something that is the look that they want, the feel that they want, but also within the budget that they have to spend.
In the state line, Bria Walters, WIFR News.
Bar pack.
And in December, Democratic State Senator Mark Spreitzer from Beloit introduced bipartisan legislation to allow wedding barns to obtain a state permit, host 36 events a year, and serve beer, wine, and hard alcohol. And of course, thank you so much for watching. And those stories can be found on our website at www.wifr.com as well. We also would like you guys to download a couple of our apps here. First, I'd like you guys to see the WIFR News app. I'm just going to leave this QR code up here for just a quick second, but all you guys got to do is just scan that. But we also want you guys to download our WIFR First Alert Weather app as well. Of course, these are 2 separate apps, but once you scan these, it should bring you to either the Apple App Store if you have an iPhone, or the Google Play Store if you have a Samsung phone. And once, of course, you download those, you're going to want to hit allow notifications. But then also, we also want you guys to be downloading our WIFR app on those big TVs that you guys have at home. Those will be on Amazon TV, Apple TV, and Roku TV as well. Of course, thank you so much again for watching, and we'll see you coming up here in just a little bit here for WIFR News First at 4 with Sydney Stoffregan. Thanks for watching.